Hey folks, Nate coming at you with another video tonight. It is June 28th. We're celebrating Juneteenth today. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. So tonight I'm going to do about, there's about 19 or 20 different blade styles I'm going to run through tonight. So it might be a little longer video, might be closer to 20-25 minutes. These are a collection. This is sort of a part one of a collection of blade styles that I frequently get asked for when folks ask me to make blade styles for them. So this is sort of a first of two. This is a first part one of two parts. This is going through red styles, blue styles, green styles, and deep sky blue styles. And so there's about 4 or 5 of each of those. And then within each color, there's like 4 or 5 different ones that are sort of slightly different. So there's going to be some audio flicker blades, some random flicker blades, unstable blades, flame blades, that sort of thing. But a lot of them are sort of a little bit more muted than the stuff I normally do. Sort of more stuff that the general population of Proffie users would want on their blades instead of like the sort of crazy off-the-wall stuff. So let me get started. The first set is red, and then it goes to blue, then to green, then to sky blue. And then so for the red, I'm using the Violent sound font from Kyberphonic. So that is a spark tip ignition that comes into a this is a hump flicker blade. And this has got a fire swing on it. And that's got a spark tip ignition and retraction. And this is a audio flicker blade. And that's got a standard ignition retraction. And this is a static blade, which is using a bright color emitter flare. And this has also got a fire swing on the swing effect, but the blade is otherwise at rest is just a straight static blade with an emitter flare. And that is a cycle up power up, or excuse me, a cycle up preamp. And this is going into a smoke blade. A lot of people like the smoke blade, just that for that gaseous movement effect. Really popular. Now this does not have a fire swing. What this is a strobe swing with the blade color. So it's running a red strobe on the swing. And this has also got a summon lightning effect on the stab. And then it's got a cycle down. Now this is a flame blade. I think it's a flame blade. Hang on, let me double check. Yeah, I think this is my flame blade. So let me turn that back on for you. So this has got a spark tip ignition and retraction with a unstable power up effect of the blade color. And it's also running, this is sort of a bigger responsive emitter flare that is white. So it's going to show up a little bit more brightly at night on the camera. And then a retraction of the spark tip as well. So those are the 5 red ones. And so now we're going to jump into blue. We're using Royalty from Cyberphonic for the blue ones. That is a stable white power-up effect, which drops into an audio flicker blade. Let's get my notes up, Bruce. Yeah. Yep. Didn't mean to change the color there. Somebody's throwing out fireworks out there tonight. And this has got an unstable on the swing as well. I generally put unstable effects or fire swing effects on the swings, even with just the standard straight blades, just because a lot of people like that. People generally don't like to have just a static audio flicker or standard swing. They usually like a little bit of spice on their swing, even if the blade itself just sort of stays at rest. I can't get this one to trigger the force effect. That's all right. And that's a spark tip retraction. Cycle up, and this is running a rain dent effect, and this is this is FET 263's bass blade style from the Jedi Force. Is it Jedi Force Unleashed? Jedi Force Awakens. Basically, this is the blade style the bass blade style he does for Cal Kestis. And so the only thing I added a couple of things. I added the an unstable effect on the swing, and then I added a rain dent effect. These little white specks that drop in and out there.
Everything we cannot fail.
it's got to cycle down. And that's got a bright color spark preon. And this dumps into a, it's not a pulse blade. I think this is an unstable blade. Yeah, this is an unstable blade. I generally like unstable on blues and greens because it's a little more subtle. It doesn't flash out as much as like yellow or red. And I also put a summon lightning on the hilt boost on this blade as well. Then there's a cycle down. That's a spectrum absorb preon, and this is going into. Oh, this is the Cal Kestis BladeStyle. This is the one. So I actually kept this swing clean. I didn't put any additional effects on this swing.
This mission is everything we cannot fail.
So this is pretty much of the 5 blue that I put on this set. This is probably the most vanilla of the 5. And that's got a bright white power down. This is a rain blade.
She's gone, but what she stood for, what she fought for.
And this has also got a clean swing. Nothing on the swing. And that's a standard retraction.
That's our moon. It's a space station.
Okay, so now we're into the greens. And the sound font I'm using for the greens is Project Stardust from Kyberphonic. So this is a standard audio flicker green blade. And for those of you, you always hear me talk about like hum flicker, random flicker, audio flicker. All audio flicker means is that the blade pulsates in sync with the sound font. That's all it means. So this has got a clean swing as well. Okay, and that's got a standard retraction too.
That's our moon. It's a space station.
So this is a hump flicker. And that's got a clean swing as well. A lot of the greens that people request of me, usually they don't want too much on the swing.
That's our moon. It's a space station.
And so this is going to be a random flicker blade with a spark tip ignition and retraction. So you see the difference here, where the pulsate is more random. It's not in sync with the sound file. Just sort of. And so what I did on this one is this has got essentially a white swing or a white-ish swing. And the reason for that is that a lot of folks that like green blades for some of their canon characters, like for Luke or for Qui-Gon or Yoda, depending on the trilogy that they're going for. Like for instance, in the original trilogy, and also in the original trilogy, like Return of the Jedi, the saber swings on camera actually had a little bit of white when you saw them swinging in the air, and so that's so when people want more of a canon-like effect from the way it looked in the movies, sometimes you put on like a little bit of an off-white tinge to the swing effect.
That's our moon. It's a space station.
And this is going to be a static blade. This is going to be completely silent on the main blade, nice and relaxed. And this has got a sort of a medium strength emitter flare right here. And this is going to be a full blade blaster block. And again, this is really more of a choice of for Canon blades. So I get this one requested a lot for people that are using like Qui-Gon sound fonts or Yoda sound fonts.
That's our moon. It's a space station.
And this is the last of the green. This is an unstable. That's got a faulty ignition pre-on with a spark tip ignition. And this comes into an unstable flame blade with an emitter flare. And this has got a force effect on the twist, where it sends sort of an accelerated pulse up the blade, very briefly. And then, of course, this being an unstable blade, it's going to also have that unstable fire swing effect on the swing. With a spark tip retraction. Okay, so now we're going to jump into the SkyBlues. And the SkyBlues are using the Peace sound font from Cabraphonic. So this is dropping into a static blade, and this is going to have a cutting edge responsive effect on the swing, where you're only going to see the swing like on the top half of the blade. And this is going to be, what's this one? This is going to be another static blade. And I forget what kind of preon I put on there. I think that's like a power absorb. This has got a power ripple at the end of lockup. Okay, and that's got a standard ignition retraction. And this has got, let's see, what is this? Is this an audio flicker? Yeah, this is an audio flicker blade. And that's got a little force effect as well. But it's also got nothing on the swing, it's just a clean swing. And then a standard retraction. And this is an unstable blade. It's one of my favorites. A SkyBlue unstable blade. It's got a little force rage effect on the twist. The unstable effect on the swing. And then that's going to uses a center up retraction. Okay, and then the last one is going to be an audio flicker blade style. And on this particular audio flicker, I put an unstable effect on the swing as well. Okay, and that's it for this set. So thanks for sticking with it, with me through it, and I hope you enjoy what you saw. As always, I'm going to put the the BladeStyle codes up in Pastebin for you, and I'll stick the URL in the video description. So anybody that wants these styles, feel free to go ahead and grab them. Yeah. So thanks for listening, and may the force be with you all. Take care.